All right, guys. So today we're going to talk about the Florida Gators 2021 quarterback room, and they're well on their way with spring practice. But as been reported, we haven't been able to see kind of I don't know if there's a bunch of publicity going on with the Florida practice, so it's been hard to get a bunch of communication. But Dan Mullen did speak to the media today, and so things seem to be progressing well. But the only little reference we'll have as far as media goes is an article from Swamp 247. We're going to put that on at the end of the video. It just kind of talks about the quarterback system and how Dan Mullen is expecting to play multiple guys at the beginning of the season, just because it's such a quarterback. His offensive system is so reliant on the quarterback position. They need to have two guys ready, just if anything ever happens. So regardless who the starter is, although everyone assumes most people think it's going to be Emory Jones, and we all tend to agree, they're going to play multiple guys early on in the season. So I'm linked that article. We're going to go through that, but the quarterback room I think is very exciting right now for Florida Gators fans. Even though you're losing Kyle Trask, one of the best quarterbacks that Florida's had. But I think Emory Jones fits Dan Mullen's system, his skill set. He's a very smart runner. He has a quick release. He does throw a good ball. He's able to spin it when need to, but his creativity, Dan Mullen's creativity and scheming and offensive play calling design is going to be really good for Emory Jones, and we're going to see some film of his tool set and his ability at the quarterback position. And then of course you have Anthony Richardson, who is probably the number 2 guy, and then we got 2 high school recruits coming in who are all very talented. So a very talented room overall, but it's expected Emory Jones to be the starter with Anthony Richardson kind of playing right there. But again, we haven't heard much from spring ball, so I'm not entirely sure how spring ball is going. But I just want to break Emory Jones' film down. Let's dive into some film. Let's look at his skill set. Let's look at his tools, and then we will kind of wrap this up. So enough of me talking, although I do have my Florida Gators blue on. So let's rock and roll and dive into some Emory Jones film. So here's a good example showing Jones's ability as a runner and just kind of showing his intelligence as a runner and him being able to read the offensive line, read the defense, and kind of just take what the defense gives him. And we're seeing it's about, I don't know what the exact down is, but they need about 4 yards for the first down. He ends up getting like 6 or 7, so gets enough for the first down. So it's going to show his ability to read the offensive line, find the hole, be a smart, patient runner, as well as show some physicality at the end of the run. So this is will be a addition to the quarterback room, regardless who wins. As we talked about earlier, we everyone assumes that will be Jones, but this will be a good addition to the quarterback room and something that Dan Mullen will be able to add in for his play calling abilities for his starting quarterback. So let's go ahead and watch this play and watch Jones. We're going to do the sideline view and then the end zone angle as well. Takes a step, finds the hole, cuts up field, watches physicality, boom, gets an extra yard or 2. Awesome job. Maybe he gets 8 yards there. Let's go ahead and watch the end zone angle here. I'll pause it slightly. Let's see, it takes a step. Boom. Watch him. He's patient, lets it develop, follows his block up through here. This is where the hole is. It's not quite there yet, but he's able to see it. Good recognition. Takes what the defense gives him, and then, of course, we see him finish the run strong. Cuts up field. Awesome job. Boom. Good run. Awesome job. So here's a quick example. It's a little different of a run from the last run that we saw. It's still going to show his kind of intelligence as a smart and patient runner and wait for the hole to develop. But it's going to show his acceleration as well and his quickness. While he does kind of get tripped up down here, or maybe it's even farther down, it's a good example of his skill set and the tools that he has and that acceleration capability and the threat that he's going to be able to really put on the defense just because of his running ability. And then we're going to see how the running ability opens up the passing game. But let's go ahead and watch this play here. It's a good example of his acceleration, even though he does get tripped up. So patient, cuts upfield, boom, good right there, gets tripped up right there. Man, if he doesn't get tripped up, he may beat that safety out here. Let's go ahead and watch the end zone angle. He knows it too. He knows it. So he's a smart runner. Smart. Cuts that field. Watch this cut right there. That's where he's going to cut through the hole. Already has the DB and the other defender to kind of overcommit. Good blocking here. Cuts up field. Boom. Kind of gets tripped up. Man, but just a good example of his acceleration and the tools and ability. So here's a good example showing Jones's arm strength and demonstrating his ability to put some zip on the ball. While we're going to see it's fairly low, but it's a good example of showing the arm strength he has and the ability to fit it in a tight space. Let's go ahead and watch this play. Watch from both angles here. Quick play action. Lets it rip right here. Awesome job. And we can really see the velocity and the zip on it from the end zone angle, which we'll go ahead and watch right here. Here we go. Quick play action. Steps back. Good job with his eyes. That's a good throw. That's a good throw. Good zip on the ball. So here's a good example of just Jones's probably maturity and his experience within Dan Mullen's offense to throw the ball before the receiver even looks and to throw it into the zone, into the space that we're going to see. It's going to be a quick play action. He's throwing a slant into the zone. He sits the receiver down as opposed to leading him out of the zone, and we're going to see him just recognize the defense before the receiver even breaks. It just is just a good job here. We see the DB up top is about 10-ish yards off the ball, given a lot of space, and he sees the safety drop back, and there's going to be a good kind of pocket right here that Jones fits the ball in. So again, it shows his experience and just some good stuff to build off of and look forward to for the 2021 season. Let's go ahead. We're just going to watch the sideline view because that kind of gives us the best angle and the best read here. Watch as he's about to throw it. So he's already in motion, right? He does have a quick release, which if I would have shown the full video, you'd be able to see. Has a quick release. The safety has taken a few steps towards the middle. The corner is off coverage here. The slot corner is going towards this little route out to the flat. And he's throwing the ball before the receiver even breaks in this zone, in this space right here. Watch him sit him down. Awesome job. That's a good ball. Good recognition, too, by Jones. So here's a great example of Mullen's creativity and just his ability to use Jones's skill set to kind of offset the defense and use his ability as a runner to get the defense out of place, and we're going to see a receiver come wide open. This is from the 2019 game against Florida State. We're going to see a fake run with Jones, takes a step back, and that slant receiver comes wide open for a touchdown pass. And this just demonstrates Jones's skill set as, again, in the kind of creative offense that can be built around someone that has a skill set like Jones, who can throw and can run and is a threat both ways. And we're going to see a good pass here. So let's go ahead and watch this play. Takes a step, boom. Pause too early. Right there, we're going to see two guys kind of get off track, coming wide open. It's going to be a touchdown here. Good stuff. Let's go ahead and watch the end zone angle. Or behind the center angle. Here we go. Fake, drop back, head look. Touchdown, pitch and catch. So here's a quick article from Swamp 247 by Thomas Goldkamp. We can kind of see right here. Just want to give him credit. Shout out to Josh Pate in the article as well. But this article came out a few weeks ago, and I'm sure most Florida fans have read it just because they're so passionate about their team. But basically says that they are going to play multiple guys early in the season. Here's Dan Mullen quoted saying, "We'll play multiple guys early in the season, whoever the starter is, just so the guys are ready to play like we always do." And he kind of goes on to say just because the quarterback position is so important at Florida. However, I think the article does state Jones is fully expected to walk out there as a starter of game one. And so I think, most Florida fans, and myself included, and people keeping up with it, expect Emory Jones to be the starter. But still kind of interesting to know that, they will have multiple guys early in the season, regardless who ends up being the starter. So just something to keep in mind and keep track of whenever you're kind of keeping up with this Florida competition. But, we like Emory Jones, and we think he can be a really good quarterback in this system. But again, Swamp 247 by Thomas Goldkamp is the article here. I'll link it below. So again, just a few clips that demonstrate Emory Jones' ability to, one, run the ball, but do it intelligently and being a smart runner, let it develop, but he has the acceleration when he needs to plant his foot and go. Two, showing that he has the ability to put some pretty good zip on the ball and drive it downfield when he needs to. He has good recognition. He's been in the offensive system for several years now, and so he's very, he knows offensive system very well, and we can tell by some of those clips that he's able to read the defense just because he knows offensively what is going on. So those reps that he's had over the past few years are going to be very valuable. So I'm very excited for Emory Jones. I think he can be the next great Florida Gator quarterback, but still we have a very talented quarterback room. And then as the article that we went through kind of mentions, they are expecting to play multiple guys, at least starting off. But I'm really excited for Emory Jones, and just the quarterback room in general for Florida, I think, is a bright future. But that's all I have in the Florida Gators 2021 kind of quarterback preview. If you like this video, if you like any quarterback related content, please consider giving us a subscription. Comment below if you have any comments. Give us a like if you liked it. Any suggestions are welcome, so please just let us know. We're going to continue to put out quarterback content probably daily from here on out, whether it is film breakdowns or whether it is how we assess quarterbacks and how we screen quarterbacks, what we look for as far as posture, range of motion, kind of what we do in the weight room, and then of course any quarterback content all we are putting out. So please, if you like that type of stuff, you like that content, please consider giving us a subscription and just give us a comment below if we can do anything better, and we will continue to improve each time. Thank you. See you next time.